The thing that sucks about abandoned gas stations is you can't just tear them down and start rebuilding something on top of them. From what I understood, the ground has to lie undisturbed for a certain amount of time, and then they take and they dig up that whole thing. They take the dirt and they have to haul the dirt off. I think that's even if they decide to put another gas station up there. So I'm thinking that's why they have to sit there like that. Some kind of environmental regulation someone told me about. always one jackass. I guess this is why I prefer the street to the sidewalk. Bushes sticking out, signs in the middle of the sidewalk. I just realized something. Some of these people are putting up these fancy lights and on streets that nobody's going to drive down. Other than the people who live there, I guess. Forget where Gooding will take you. I'm in a foul mood like always, but it's nice out here. Live from Time Bandits. He said, "What's wrong, Master?" I believe I feel happy. Oh, my sorry, so sorry, Master. No, it'll pass. I can never remember his name. I think it's David Warner. I miss all my voices, man. Miss Mako's voice, Alan Rickman's voice. This is Midway. Can't remember, was that this year or last year when they had the floods in Houston? That was last year. This year I became an evacuee. Weird deal. I couldn't figure out what it was. Now I get it. This feeling I'm feeling, it's not the feeling of someone wanting to be in a special relationship with anybody, it's not a traditional relationship I was looking for. It's being part of a team that mattered, or that was doing something that mattered. That's what I've been missing. That's why some people go to church. It's just not about spirit. It's not just about a spirituality. But being part of a group that feels like doing something that matters. playing on a sports team. Being in a band. Camaraderie and a mutual goal. Like everyone's talking about, everybody's so polarized and divided now that that's why you watch sports. You're watching this group trying to accomplish something, and sometimes you feel like you're a part of that. Some people wear their rally caps, or they cheer real loud, or they wear the same shirt that they've been wearing while the team was on a winning streak. Just something that they need to feel like they're contributing to that. As for why I'm recording this, it has nothing to do with that. At first it was so I'd have some kind of visual aid to go with some of the stories I tell people about when I walk. But after all the shit that's been going on with the police, it's also became an insurance policy. Walking down bad neighborhoods. It's funny, I feel more fear walking down in good neighborhoods than do bad. But I feel more peace walking down these neighborhoods because there's not that many assholes. What's cool about nice neighborhoods is most of the time all these folks are at home, not moving around, and it's peaceful. What's cool about walking down the bad neighborhoods is I never feel like I have to look over my shoulder because the cops might want to harass me. They're cops that are actually doing something important. They got other things to worry about. If only there was a way to merge the two, right? You wear the camera when you go down the bad neighborhoods because you're worried about dust-ups. And the camera makes everybody civil, for the most part. You wear the camera down in the good neighborhoods because there's always the threat of false accusation. I can tell my story and it doesn't mean anything, but if there's video evidence, it's a whole nother deal. He was looking inside my car. Well, ma'am, he's got a camera that says otherwise. I kind of wonder if Emmett Till had a camera. I don't know. That whole deal. Anyway, how to explain my mood. I've been flying solo for over 10 years now. So I get this melancholy, this feeling of meaninglessness. And then this negativity washes over me. Well, even if you were part of something, it still doesn't matter. Or you wouldn't be able to do this, or you wouldn't be able to do that. You start looking at it in the general sense. You start getting this nihilistic lethargy. I think that's the only way I could describe it. Where everything seems so pointless that you just don't want to do anything. So why do I say all this crazy shit out loud on camera where someone would think you need to be locked up? I'm giving you a peek into the thought process of why I'm out here. While I'm walking, I'm working through all this. That's why people ask, why do you do this? It's therapy. And I'm saying this for all the people that are, for some reason, you're subscribing to my channel and you're like, why does he keep talking? It's because you see a guy walking around enjoying nature, and that's what you think. What you don't see is someone who's mentally ill trying to work through their issues through exercise. And part of the challenge is when someone turns into the lane and you can explode and go ape shit, or you just roll with it. Sometimes the chaos helps you focus. Every time a car passes by, I'm a little angry. They're like, well, and there are people who will say, well, why are you need to do this, you need to do that, and I'm telling them, shut up. You can say all the need to all you want. There's just no quiet places. I suppose I could be doing this in Oklahoma somewhere, walking along a dirt road. Then a new fear washes over me. It's a different type of chaos. Watching Daredevil and the girl was carrying a gun, and it's kind of funny. She's a girl, she put her hands up in the air and she got a chance to tell the cops, hey, I've got a gun, you know. She's like, alright, we'll do this and do that, and the instructions came in very clearly. I'm thinking, how many guys get to do that? Well, that's how you can tell it's television. I bring that up because if I was walking in a situation where maybe I was out in the open all by myself, I probably would conceal carry. I thought about it out here a couple times, but it's really not that bad. I carry pepper spray, and that's all I really need. I guess in the past that would have been when I felt like I had something to lose. That fear would have been justified. But like I said, lately I'm on kind of a nihilistic, insanity kind of streak. Dying just doesn't hold the same fear that it used to. Only thing I'm worried about now is major injury. But at least I know that'll be followed immediately by death, so I don't have to worry about that. Permanent injury is what I meant. Well, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be 5 miles or not. I didn't do any research because I don't think I'm going to be doing long walks anymore. What I mean is all the time. I think I'm going to start rotating, just doing 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Thursdays I'll try to keep it 3, but I think I might even drop a day. And I don't need to work out like a crazy person because A, I'm not trying to get that six-pack body, and B, I'm not really part of some major athletic competition or professional team or anything. The other day, one of my neighbors, other neighbors, she knocks on the door. Wait a minute, I need you to help me. The dog keeps barking at this thing, and I don't know what it is. It looks like and I'm scared to mess with it. I go out there, and the dog's got a possum cornered. So I grab a stick, and I'm shooing the dog away. She's got a stupid dog. Can't even come down this fucking street without somebody driving down it. I shoo away the dog. It's a stupid dog she's got. It barks at rocks. So I shoo the stupid thing away. And then I'm looking at the possum. The possum's... It's kind of a cool thing they do. She just opened her mouth. I think it was she opened her mouth and spread out her hands and claws. It looked like she was like 5 times bigger than she actually was. All I saw was a mess of teeth and fangs. And then as soon as I shoot the dog away, I look at the possum. The possum looks at me. The possum's all calm. And then she just went on and did her business wherever she had to go. But while I was messing with that dog, I had to keep chasing him away, chasing him away, chasing him away. And the weird thing happened was, I'm feeling fine. I'm doing this for like a good five minutes, and the dog just started panting. He got tired. And I said, okay. I was like, I could do this all night, man, but if you're tired, you're tired. And he just went back in the house. That's why we do this. You're going to be doing yard work. You're going to be hauling some boxes. You're going to be on a building project. You're at work. You're constantly walking to locations. You don't really have to be in great shape for all that. I got a little belly forming. I'm always going to have a belly because I got loose skin. But now in the loose skin, there's a little fat filling it up. And I think I'm okay with that. I don't have anybody to impress. 40-something years old at this point. That part of my life is over. I'm going to be starting a family. Anybody I do get with, they don't really want a guy who's high maintenance either. It's the new thing that everyone's talking about. The women are digging, if the stories are to be believed, Women are looking for guys with dad bods. Like your dad, he got your mom. He ain't trying to look like anything anymore. He's just being him. Low maintenance and fun. But that's not all women. It's hard to be everything to all people. So then don't. And I realize at the end of the day, I'm a fat guy. I've been fighting it so long, it's like, you know, you've always been a fat guy. Just roll with it. Be a fat guy that's in shape, though. I was curious. I wanted to see just how far down I could go. How far down I can go apparently is 170 with 10 pounds of loose skin. Everyone says that's a myth. I was like, okay, it's a myth. Whatever you say. You go ahead and sell your diet videos and your books. Just know that this one ain't buying. I'm not really chafing or having any other problems, so there's no need for me to get surgery. I'll just live with the loose skin. It's a weird world we live in. I was thinking about like there's an episode of Futurama where Fry meets his grandfather, and his grandfather is kind of a dullard. Doesn't really pick up on anything, but he's happy. That's the whole thing. Is that you look at it, Eustace is happy doing what he's doing. But he made a comment one time, and Fry goes, "You ever feel like you're doing everything just because people tell you that's what you're supposed to do?" And he was questioning the nature of relationships in the 1940s. I guess through research and through talking to people, I don't think we're supposed to be doing it the way we're doing it. I don't think it's supposed to be happily after the white picket fence and the 2.5. I understand why you do that. Inheritance, passing along your ideals, ensuring that your offspring survive into adulthood. But your kids aren't really under that much threat anymore. Besides, you're not raising your kids anymore. The schools are raising your kids, the TV's raising your kids. It's almost like you have them and then you just, as soon as they can walk, all right, the world's going to start teaching you now. I'm going to be too busy working. Every once in a while I get together and hug you and kiss you and say goodbye. I think about my own childhood. I grew up in my parents' workplaces. I saw them working all the time, so I work all the time. My brothers and sisters, they all work. Even when we're unemployed, we're hustling because there's working shitty part-time jobs, but we're always working. My mom had weird shifts, so she couldn't always be there. My dad, he worked a fixed shift, but he was a self-employed entrepreneur. So that's also what killed me from becoming an entrepreneur. I watched my dad bend over backwards for so many people. A lot of his customers are cool people. They really were. They were salt of the earth. He had the stroke, and I'll never forget that man's name, Price Stone. Price Stone was a lawyer, and I'm telling him, yeah, I was like, my dad had a episode. You can come pick up your car. And he says, well, I don't really care about that. How's he doing? Where's he at? I was like, wait, what? So I'm telling all these people, my dad's in this hotel. He's in this room. This happened. We don't really know much more than that. People went to go see my dad. Not everybody, but a few people went to go see him. And then word just kind of spread. And that was kind of the cool thing. My dad's always been a people person. Don't get me wrong, he's a jerk, but he's a jerk that gets along with people for the most part. out in public. In private, my dad never really had. That's the thing. You start having a wife and kids, you don't have time for friendships. My parents hardly ever saw each other. Oh God! And sometimes when they did, it was rough patches. There were arguments, like the song 992. And then they, for one part in their marriage, they would giggle like like teenagers, pack a bag and then just disappear. Didn't say anything to us. They was like, "Hey Mom, where y'all going?" And they just giggle and leave. They'd be gone the whole weekend. This was around year 30, 35 of their marriage, I think. I decided I didn't want that. And I watched a lot of TV and heard a lot of people talking. Actually, it wasn't even people talking. It's just hormones and the TV. And they made me think sex is the most wonderful thing in the world. You gotta go out there and have sex. Sex. Go out there and feel some boobs. Go out there and get some ass. What I learned is it's great if you're in a relationship. Get into a relationship, find somebody you dig, you can talk to. Sex will be wonderful. You got nothing in common and you're trying to do a one-night stand, it's gonna suck. Sex is something that couples do for fun. It's not really something that individuals can do for fun. You can just jerk off. Masturbation is so much more fun, so much more pleasurable. Because you know you. You don't have to work on them with you. You don't have to fake bullshit conversation with yourself. You don't have to sit there and try to be plastic man on dates. You want to be 6 feet tall? No problem, baby. You want me to wear a suit? No problem. I'm wearing a suit. You want a man who's clean shaven? No problem. Look at me. I'm babyface. You don't want tall, dark, and handsome? No problem. I can just change color. Even your wallet becomes plastic. You want a man who makes $100,000? No problem. There I am, baby. That's no way to live, man. And I was never going to be that guy. Wasn't going to go speed dating or online was probably about the closest I've gotten. And even that's a mess. Because you're not getting cream of the crop online, you're getting the leftovers. You're getting broken women. They tried to make the relationship work and it's over, and they don't know how to put the pieces back together. You're getting the ones that will never be with anybody because they're just so damn they can't be with themselves, so of course they can't be with anybody else. You're gonna get the ones with the laundry list. I bring nothing to the table, but this is what I expect my man to bring. Okay. Like I said, a lot of that also is you're coming in doing damage control. There's so many assholes that have fucked up so much for other men. That's another thing I hate about bad neighborhoods. It's kind of weird, man. Like I said, because of where I live, it's never going to be a nice walk all the way through. Yeah, that's the whole deal. I don't know what a traditional guy is supposed to be like. I just know that the way I tried to meet women, it was a lot in high school. I wasn't afraid to go up to the girl I like and tell her. I tried to do these overt gestures, you know. But most of the time I was just being me. And I failed a lot. One girl I kind of almost got with, she had a rep. I didn't care. And the guy was saying something about her rep, and she was listening to me. And my answer to his thing was, it doesn't surprise me. When what I really meant to say was, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what he was trying to do, but I said the wrong thing, and it soured her against me. And it's amazing how much that can fuck something up. Like, it's just that, you know, you're sitting there, and I would do the same thing. I'd be trying to talk to my friend, and he was getting with a girl. I didn't realize how just saying one little thing can just mess up stuff. I'm joking with, and you know, I don't care what anybody says. That's proof that men and women just don't communicate the same ways. You know, you joke around with the guys, you can't joke around the same way with the women. So I became Spock. Spock doesn't have any emotion. Spock just tells it like it is, lays it bare. I don't joke. That's how I got in the business world. It was just really dry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and get it done. My personality does not leak out at all when I'm working. So that was the adult life. It was just work, work, work. And since I was always the new guy trying to make a good impression, I wasn't trying to hit on anybody or do anything like that. I didn't have time for that. And then there's always kind of like the confidence thing where you just don't feel adequate enough. You're supposed to have you're an adult now, you're supposed to have the house to yourself, and you're supposed to have a car and all this other stuff, all these other trappings. So that's what I'm saying. You're watching TV while you're unemployed, and you're like, you gotta have all these things to be a real man. And so I didn't even bother. I was like, I ain't got none of that yet. I was like, shit, I'm still living at home with mom and dad. So your confidence goes down to the tubes. And I just never got a chance to launch. It's hard to think you're missing something when you've never had it to begin with. And I don't know if it's like that for anybody else, but that's how life was for me. It's like, you're 18, then you're 25, then you're 37, and then you're 41, and you look up and you're like, I've never been in a serious relationship. What the hell? Never felt like I had time. What about the girls in school? I went the computer science route, so I didn't really, after a while, you just stopped seeing girls. They just weren't in the classes. And then this weird thing started happening. You start going to the class, but it'd be the girl, and their boyfriend was with her. And you have no idea why her boyfriend was in the class. He didn't seem like he showed any interest in it. And the boyfriend was always a jerk. It was the weirdest thing. One of the guys came up to me and he's like, hey man, what's up with you? Did you lose a bet or something? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the beard. It's like, no, just don't shave. That was a problem for him, me having this big, thick, woolly beard. Guess what? The beard got thicker and woollier. That's me in relationships. Failure to launch. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've had to ask myself, are you sure this is something that you want? So I talk to other married men. Don't talk to other married men. The media tells you you gotta have this. Married men tell you, don't do it. So, that's why I stopped keeping up with the mainstream media. They tell you all this shit and it's completely wrong. And oh my God, then there's the guys that go the opposite end. The MGTOW assholes. They make some valid points, but they make it in a bad way. And it's like, you know, I'm not going that far. Bottom line is, I understand that women have a lot to complain about. They're justified, but at the same time, they need to get over a lot of things. And by the same token, I understand why guys are the way they are. But once again, guys, you need to get over some things too.